Hey guys, Bryson with Trick Tools here, and today I'm going to show you guys a selection of our Roper Whitney bench mounted punches. So I've got 3 different machines here. We do have a couple more that we do offer from Roper Whitney. I just don't have them here to be able to show you in demo. But to talk about these ones that we do have and the different specs and why there are so many different variations here. So this here is the Roper Whitney number 16 punch. So this machine here has a 7.3 ton punching power and can punch a hole up to 9/16. Now, you know, when you may ask like, oh, well, what's the maximum hole it can punch? Well, 9/16 as far as the OD of the hole is the maximum it can punch, and that's limited by the size of the punch that's available to fit, you know, in this machine. Now, as far as what material it will punch that through, that's all going to be based on, you know, using a tonnage chart to calculate and make sure, you know, how many tons it takes to punch up to a 9/16 hole through whatever material you're working with. So it will kind of vary on that. So you'll have to do a little bit of homework to figure that out. So this machine here has a 3 1/4 inch throat depth and has punches from 1/16 up to that 9/16. So and a lot of different increments in between there. So if you're looking for a very specific size, even something that's to the 64th, you can see what we've got available and pick the right one for your application. So that would be the number 16 punch. Now the number 17 punch here. So if you notice by looking at these 2 punches, the upper section here with the handle is pretty much identical. So this upper section, the way it works, the way the handles you know, move, all that is the same. This one uses the cast frame. This one uses a steel plate frame. So this number 17 punch is rated at 5 tons, and it may look bigger as far as the body goes, but the reason it's rated at a little bit less tons is because you have more throat depth here. So as opposed to the 3 1/4, you have 6.5 inches of throat depth, which allows you to get even further into whatever part you're working on. It uses the same style of punching, and even the tooling is pretty much the same style, but the tooling is different. So the tooling for the number 17 is a little bit longer on that punch side. So they do have tooling specific to each machine. They're not interchangeable. So, but the way they function, all that is the same. And you get that 5 tons of punching power out of that 17. So from there we have the number 20 punch, and this one's quite a bit different in the way it operates. So where these ones use just the pull handle that then pushes down on the punch, this one here uses a rotational style. So essentially it's threading down and screwing down onto the, you know, the punch and pressing it through the material. So as you rotate this, the punch moves up and down here, and that does the punching on this machine. So this being the number 20, it's rated at 20 tons of punching power. So you can really be able to push through some pretty thick material depending on what punch you're using, that sort of thing. So for those specs, please check those out on our website. Use the tonnage chart to figure out, based on what hole size you're trying to punch through what material, if this number 20 punch would work for you. So this machine has a 2 1/4 inch throat depth. Pretty small, compact unit. You can, you know, use it out on a job site. It's somewhat portable that way, as long as you have a good way to mount it, even if it's to a truck or something like that. Or it's a great small bench mount type unit as well. And so this handle, if you have the handle on it, there's the optional handle here, which is again an option with the punch. And the reason it's an option is essentially to save you some shipping. So this is only 3/4 inch pipe. So you can supply your own. Maybe you want to just, you know, supply a certain length or whatever. And so if you attach to this 42 inch long handle to this machine and tried to ship it out with the weight of this machine, it would really increase the cost there. So we just keep it as an option. Roper keeps it as an option. That way, you know, you can supply your own if you want. And part of the reason is that it's going to be different as far as the way it works with the other optional ratchet style handle. So this one you have to actually thread around in a full rotation both ways to be able to get it to do its action. Whereas if you go with the optional ratchet handle, it works basically like a big giant ratchet head, you know, that you'd be used to work with sockets. So when you put this down on there and you swap, you know, which direction you're going to be working with, then, you know, you rotate it around and it just ratchets with that action. So take the bolt off the top, drop this down in its place, and then you can easily ratchet in one place instead of having to swing a handle all the way around when you're trying to punch that material. So this machine has its own set of tooling as well, and that is from 1/8 inch up to 13/16 punch sizes. So if you're looking for a certain size, check out what we have available to see, you know, what would fit your application. Now we do have, you may see on the website, we have a version of this number 20 punch that is going to be slightly different. So they look the same, but one is labeled slightly different, and the difference is the other one uses a little bit smaller tooling, so you're only going to be able to punch up to a 9/16 hole as opposed to a 13/16 hole. And what they do is you have a little more clearance made into the front of the punch body here to allow you to be able to punch further in on some angle iron and be able to clear the webbing on the inside of angle iron. So yeah, so depending on what you're trying to do, you need to make sure that you know, you look and get the right punch. They also have different sets of tooling for each machine, being that the other version only has smaller tooling sets to go in it based on how the machine is made. So check out those options. So for any of the options that we have on our website, check out the information there. If you have any questions on those, give us a call and we can get those answered for you. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.